Hey, what's going on? It's Inventor here, and this is probably going to be my last stream for Diablo 4 Season 6. The next season, which is Season 7, is coming up in just a couple of days, a little more than 3 days. It's going to be on January the 21st, also known as Season of Witchcraft. So we'll get to play around with the witch powers. I was taking part in the PTR about a month ago, trying out some of the new powers and stuff that they added to the game for the new season, and also some of the balancing changes, and they do look pretty interesting. I'll definitely spend a lot more time going through those when the new season begins. But yeah, so that's what's going on right now. So for today's stream, we're going to be trying to go through the remaining renown rewards in preparation for the new season. These aren't a necessity, but I think that doing the renown rewards is pretty important. I think that getting an extra, well, spending a bit of extra time now to get 4 Paragon points and unlocking, well, and skill points, of course, will help speed up our leveling a lot when the new season actually begins. So that's kind of the plan right now. So in the meantime, okay, so I still have my sorcerer here. I need to pick probably the quickest character to try to run through the renown reward stuff, or I could just have fun and play companion druid. But I'll be playing a lot of companion druid in the next season, so we're just gonna play the sorcerer. We're gonna go normal difficulty. This is, you know, not gonna be some kind of crazy intense stream where I'm like trying to grind out for pit 100 or anything of that sort. Just I have just these renown rewards that I need to take care of. Actually, before I go through any more of these, I want to take a moment to. I need to go on Eternal Realm. Actually, I should go on Eternal Realm first. The reason I need to go on Eternal Realm is to see how much of the renown that I've actually carried off from.
World I knew.
Yeah, I need to see how much of the renown I've actually cleared on. Oh, does it? Oh, okay, that's weird. Uh, maybe I thought it was account wide the renown rewards, but apparently maybe not. Maybe I need to switch over to one of my other characters. Except I don't remember which of my characters they did the renown rewards on originally. Okay, well, whatever. I guess it's not important. I mean, I've already unlocked all the renown rewards on all of my characters, so I can just ignore. Have I done all the Altar of Lilith too? Yeah, I made sure to grab all the Altars of Lilith, because if not, then maybe I could have used the Welcome Back booster, to unlock all of them. Well, whatever. Yeah, so I do have all the renown rewards on this side. How much XP would I get from this? 2 million. I got 740,000. Wow. Yeah, so I have all the rewards here. That's okay. So all that's left is that I need to run through all these. I've actually discovered all the areas, but I just haven't done all the strongholds and side quests and side dungeons and tenets of Akarat. Um, you know what? Give me a second. Maybe I think the character that I used to get through the campaign was actually this one. It might be easier for me to. Like, it's been a while since I've played. It's been a while since I've played, so I'm actually trying to gather my bearings here because the new season's coming in 4 days. So, what is this? Oh, right, this is Dark Citadel. It was like a while back. Okay, it has been a while since I've played, so I'm still trying to figure out where everything is. Yeah, side dungeons, side quests. I could run all the side dungeons, I guess. There's also the side quests, and then there's Tenets of Akarat. Um, Yeah, I feel like Tenets of Akarat would be the easiest one, but I need to figure out how to hit these Tenets of Akarat. Tenet of Akarat. Yeah, so this is going to be a pretty boring stream, but I just wanted to put it up in case anyone cared for it at all. I haven't actually come across a single Tenet of Akarat. That's kind of interesting. We'll start off with the Tenets of Akarat because that's the easiest one, and I don't really enjoy playing Spiritborn, but this is the character for which I've done the most amount of stuff, and if I'm just running all these dungeons on normal difficulty, then this should be pretty easy for me to do on this guy, so should be fine. I'm gonna go over here, or maybe... Yeah, let's start off with that one. Okay. Okay. I think there is one, like, all the way out here or something. Well, let me just zoom in on this real quick. Here. Okay. This should be the easiest one for me to access. In fact, I'm very surprised I haven't encountered it already. This is normal mode, so no monsters should be able to damage me at this point. Goals of hatred. Something has to be done to drive the corruption away. So maybe... Okay, there. Stone Guardian, and then this is one of the tenets of Akarat, right? Oh no, these things spawn. I see. Okay. Healing is not only from herbs and elixirs. Healing can come from within. There is healing in one's soul and spirit. Tusiga, dedicant of Akarat. Alright, well. And based on this map that I'm looking at, there's 6, 12. Yeah, so there's like 6 in each region. So I need to hit all 6 of ones here. That's one tenant of Akarat. Okay, this is cool. It's basically Altar of Lilith, but I don't think there's nearly as many. Well, no, there's about the same amount. I guess they had to differentiate tenets of Akarat with Altar of Lilith. Yeah. I really wish I could, like... Trying to full screen this for myself. The, maps. Okay. Okay, here we are. To the top right. So there should be one, like, over here. And basically gonna be hitting these for the next little while. Nothing interesting. I don't think anyone's here, but I don't even know if anyone's gonna be watching this. Do please let me know if anyone is watching this in the comments of the YouTube VOD or whatever. It would be nice to know. Because, like, I could have done this, like, off-stream, but I thought it'd be fun to kind of do this on-stream. Not that I think most people would care, but I think most people would care about when the new season starts, though. Oh! There must be respect when discovering the unknown. Though we are new to it, it does not mean we own it nor immediately influence it. Okay, so... like, some very deep quotes given us here. Yeah. Okay, that makes 2. This is kind of fun. I'm actually liking this, because in the past, when I had to do every single Altar of Lilith, man, that was a pain. There were so many, and there were like 150. There's like 5 regions, right? But now, I'm only doing it for 1 region, so not that bad. Not that bad at all. Oh, yeah, here it is. Here's another one. So when the next season comes in, yeah, I'm like, I think I've mentioned this before. I'm actually super excited for next season. I'm super excited for next season, but I'm not so excited to make content for next season. Like, I'm just gonna be upfront about it. Where's the, oh, Stone Guardian. There. And then this one. Yeah, I'm not really too excited to make content for next season. Mainly, I don't know, I'm a bit burnt out on making content, but wait, why isn't this doing anything? Oh, one more here. Okay. The merchant may gain all the riches in the world and yet find crickets in his heart, chirping, yearning for something more. Okay. Sure. Some deep quotes. There's like 6 regions of this. This should be pretty quick. Looking forward to finishing all these. I just don't know if Ferocity Resolve. I don't know if like what kind of boosts I get from the Tenets of Akrat. I know that Altar of Lilith, if you hit one, that you get like XP or you get like these boosts, but I don't know if I get anything from these, like any special bonuses. If Akrat can find someone goodness in someone like me, it means all of us have the capability to find the light within us. Okay, that makes 1, 2, 3, 4. There's one more to the left, and then we're gonna go from here. So, kind of off topic, but League of Legends rolled out a new season recently. They call it Season 1, I guess, rebranding. And I've been playing some League with Cameo, so kind of want to... Probably going to be putting out some League content later on. Oh, what did they say? There is no such thing as perfection. One fails, one falters. We must reach within for the light. The light does not falter. Civet? I don't know how to read that, but yeah, that's something I wanted to do. I want to put out some League content in the future, so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I don't know when, and I don't know what kind of content I want to put out, if I want to do ranked, unranked, so on. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe that's one of the reasons why I'm like unmotivated to make videos right now. There's like when Vessel of Hatred got announced, I was like super stoked for it. Like I was pumping out like I put out like maybe like what a dozen or so videos uh around the time of its release, which other people put out like way more, but right now I think I'm kinda I wanna say I'm like a little burnt out on it, which is kinda weird because that was like months ago, so I'm not sure. 6. Why can't I find this last one? Did I like go past it or something? Yeah, I might have gone like right past it. Oh no, I'm in the wrong location. What? Okay. It's over here. In the wrong area. No wonder I can't find it. Yeah. I also have to get back into this habit of commentating. I feel like I've lost a lot of it recently. Uh, yeah, I wasn't feeling well recently. I was like under the weather, and because of that, wait, what is this area? Okay, well, whatever, I guess. Oh, okay. No, it's over on this side. Yeah, because I was feeling under the weather. I didn't feel like doing much gaming or much of anything else recently, but yeah, now that the new like I've been actually like really excited for the new season since like a month or two ago even. Well, yeah, yeah. I was ready for the new season ever since wait a second. Oh, I didn't hit the tentative Akarat. There it is. A storm will be turbulent. A storm will be tranquil. A storm is like finding the light, a complexity to understand as it is. From Civet, the Dedicant of Akarat. Okay. So, yeah, that makes 6. So the new season, I've been looking forward to it since like back in October. Like I was so ready for the new season since like 3 months ago because I feel like last season when Vessel of Hatred came out, like Vessel of Hatred itself was a blast to play. I really enjoyed it. I think that what really killed it for me though really was how broken Spiritborn was. And I think other people have pointed this out. I don't mind Spiritborn being broken. Of course, or I don't mind it being overpowered. Like, obviously, yeah, if it was gonna be like five, let's say twice or 3 times as strong as all of the other characters or all the other classes, then okay, sure, right? Tendrils of, wait, hold on, I need to hit these Stone Guardians. There we are. And of Akarat. When one's mind opens the possibility of future, that is when dreaming truly begins. All right. So then we need to move to the next one. And this is nice and chill. It does require a bit of active concentration, though, because I actually need to figure out where I'm headed and which things I need to hit. But still, it's something chill. I don't have to really... It's not going to be like when the new season begins, I'm actively going to have to concentrate on what I'm doing. And I'll talk about how the new season's going to work in a moment, but... I feel like last season, season 6, Vessel of Hatred was cool and all. I think that what really took away a lot of the fun for me was the fact that Spiritborn was so broken. And again, like I said, I don't mind it being overpowered. I mind it being broken. The difference here is, yeah, it's like if it was like 2 or 3 times as strong as the other characters, and you know maybe took you like it took you 2/3 or a third, well, yeah, like half the amount of time as the other character classes to get into Torment 4, then no big deal. If you could hit like Pit 130 where the other classes could hit like 120, no big deal. But because of like these crazy bugs that were tied to this um like that were tied to Spiritborn, you were doing like what, 10 or hundreds to thousands or maybe even more than that times more damage, right? 1,000 or multiple thousands of times more damage than what was originally intended. Like you're hitting for like trillions or like quadrillions rather than, you know, a couple, like maybe like less than 100 billion. It was so, like, it was like a world of difference. Like there wasn't even close, these factions, these characters compared to one another. I think I don't know why I said faction here. Uh, even that I meant to say region, but that's wrong too. Anyway, never mind me. I don't know why this isn't letting me through. Can they just? I'm so confused. Why isn't it like? It feels like these are altars of Lilith with extra steps. I admit, it would have just been so much easier for. Wait, are those the? Oh, I had to kill those monsters. Why did they spawn all the way out there? The crimes we have justified, whether theft to feed a child or a bloody blade over words, find a path back to you. One must accept the consequence. Okay. Istabella Dedekind of Akarat, sure. I gotta do 22 more of these. That'll get me through this, and then that'll leave just that. The last one, and then maybe I just run side dungeons. I don't think I have it in me to do the side quests. I like the side quests the most. I actually really enjoy the side quests. Like, maybe people find those boring, but I actually really like them because some of them are actually kind of cool to go through. I feel like I wouldn't say that I would go as far as calling it like world building. I guess it is technically world building, but it's not like the quests themselves are just they're cool. They're not like amazing. But I think for me, it's fun kind of seeing them build on some of the stuff that was kind of covered in the main storyline, I suppose. Yeah. It's fun. It actually is seeing kinds of missions they put you on. I'm just trying to sort out here. Okay, no, maybe a little bit more to the left, bottom left here. Around here? Yeah, yeah, it's like here. Okay. Pull up the map and uh match it with my map. I'm like almost halfway done these. And then yeah, like so the side quests are at first I thought the side quests were boring. I remember when I was doing the campaign, I was like stopping to do like all the side quests every now and then. That was actually the most fun I had with the game when I was still figuring stuff out, of course. But the side quests were interesting even when I went back and revisited them, like well after like I went through the main game. I did like some side quests every now and then I finished the campaign, and then I just actually played the seasons. But at some point I had to go back and do the renown rewards. So then I had to do some like a lot of the side quests, and the side quests were really cool. But the problem with the side quests, oh, there we are. Tentative Akrat. If I dig my souls in Sanctuary's dirt and take in deep breaths, I can feel the light within me. We are connected. Add a Vendedicant of Akrat. Alright. So, yeah, I mean, I came back and did the side quests, and I actually had a lot of fun with these side quests, but the problem with, I guess you could say the problem with running these side quests right now is that the new season is coming up pretty soon, and I really just want to get through it as quickly as I can. Try to unlock all of these renown rewards and just get all the skill points I want. Because it'll speed up my leveling by a lot. It's kind of funny how I was still able to hit like a little over 4.5 hours to get from 1 to 60 with most of these characters. But I didn't have all the renown rewards. Like, imagine I get my key passive or ultimate like maybe 2 levels sooner or something like that. Or I start off with an extra 4 Paragon points. Like 4 Paragon points that I don't need to level up in order to pick up. Like, obviously, that's a pretty big advantage. I discovered that the hard way back when Fallen, like, back when the Capstone dungeons were still a thing. And where is it? I remember when Capstone dungeons were still a thing, and I had to clear out Elias, and then I had the Renown rewards, and I was able to do that like level 40, level 50, right? Like, as soon as I hit level 50, I unlock all the Paragon points. I just toss a bunch of them in, and then it's way easier. As compared to without the Renown rewards, I was doing it with no Renown rewards. So, like, 0 Paragon points when I hit, well, 1 Paragon point when I hit level 50, or was it 2 Paragon points? Anyway, um, yeah, it made like a huge difference. Like, it was like night and day, really was. Not even close. Well, whatever. I'm just I'm just talking nonsense right now. I don't really have anything too crazy to commentate about. Like, I can even, truthfully, I could have even done all this off stream. I just wanted to do it on stream because I felt like it would be nice to stream this part of the journey, like, along with everything else. Like, if I'm doing gameplay, like, I want to show what gameplay I'm doing, I guess. Like, I think it's important to show progress, but I guess this thing I could have just done on my own time, but whatever. Yeah, and I don't know if anyone would be watching this. It's not my usual kind of commentary where I'm talking about, hey, this is what I'm trying to do, this is what I'm trying to accomplish, this is what I'm trying to do. I usually really like the start of the season because I have lots of thoughts on, like, things I could do to grow my character and all that, but obviously we're not at that stage. Okay, where is this last one? I'm actually at a loss for this. I think it's supposed to be here, around here, little, or like, let's see, if I can find it on this side. Head of Akarat. Ah, I think I found it. Should be this thing, right? It's around here somewhere. Genuinely feels like we're playing Where's Waldo? Oh. Where? Where is it? It's supposed to be maybe like this spot? Wasn't I just there? It should be around here. It's embarrassing looking for this tentative Akarat, but I'm committed to finding it. I really do wonder, like, do these even give any sort of, like, bonuses? Here, I'm gonna look it up real quick. Diablo 4 tentative Akarat. What does it even do? Oh, they just give Nahantu Renown? Is that it? That seems sorta... They don't offer extra stat points? Might actually be better off just running the side dungeons, but I feel like tentative Akarats are... I feel like it just feels right that I should be doing the tentative Akarat because they're like unlocked across all my characters. I don't have to do them twice or anything like that. Uh, sure. Because the way they give the renown rewards is a little weird, like pretty inconsistent, I feel. And like the altars of Lilith are consistently across all accounts. So you don't have to do them multiple times, but some of the side dungeons you'd have to do them multiple times to get the renown rewards. Same thing with strongholds. Um, it really should be like right here. I don't know why I can't find it. I'm certain that this is supposed to be it. There's something I'm missing in this area. Oh, here it is. It was like, oh, okay. All right, that's not what it looks like on my map. Tendrils of hatred writhe and pulse around this weathered stone shrine. Perhaps something can be done to drive the corruption away. All right. Stone Guardian. Oh yeah, I've Shroud of False Death, so I could go incognito the entire time. Yes. And an Evacrat. We build towers to compete. If the truth is they may both crumble if we cannot find peace. The Sega dedicated to Evacrat. Okay, well, this is the one that took by far the longest, but it's again totally okay. We're a third of the way through. Totally okay. Just this is gonna be nice and chill. Don't really think like not in a huge rush today. Just trying to have some fun with this as best as I can. I see the next one is like over here. It's not too far out, but let's go. So, yeah, my thoughts on the current season. Overall, yeah, I do feel like they added a lot of really cool things. I think that Kuros Undercity's nice. The new campaign was short, but mostly sweet. Very a little anticlimactic, but like whatever. I didn't mind that too much. They reworked some of the numbers for the game. I thought that was interesting. A lot of the changes they made truly were like very interesting. I do, however, think that yeah, like them making Spiritborn so strong and then doing nothing to really patch it. Like, yeah, I guess they really wanted people to have their fun with the expansion. Maybe. Like, on paper, they were saying that, oh, well, they wanted everyone to have a chance for the build to be overpowered, but at the same time, they should have actually fixed it on day one as soon as they realized the problem was there. It's just the reality of it. But because they didn't, now, well, like it might have seemed a lot of fun for people, but a lot of the fun from the game should have been from progressing through to Torment 4. Because I remember like running the other classes and actually like playing every single class all the way up to Torment 4, or trying to. That was very enjoyable. Now, I imagine that not everyone is going to agree with that take. Maybe some people really did enjoy just blasting through everything with uh with Spiritborn. But obviously the game is way more fun when you have to work your way up to Torment 4 over the span of, well, for me it was like 20 hours, right? Not everyone wants to spend 20 hours on going through the game, but uh I really enjoyed that. It was a genuine challenge to get to Torment 4. Uh but other people that played, they spent like what, 2 3 hours. I think I spent 3 hours. I actually only spent 3 hours on my Spiritborn and I was able to hit Torment 4, which, trivializing the game like that is it like kind of defeats the purpose of why they did this whole rework. And then it's not really much of like they kind of shot themselves in the foot, in my opinion. Switching over, like the fact that going through the game was so ridiculously easy means that people were done the game within like a couple days, and then they were just waiting for the new season. And then PoE 2 came out, and then everyone just played PoE. People would have played PoE 2 regardless, but like people were done with D4 like so long ago. And I think that it's kind of a shame because there's like a lot more that they could have done with the game, but they keep doubling down on a lot of decisions that I just don't agree with. Well, whatever. Tentative Akrat. Every moment spent with my dearest friend Akrat was a moment filled with gentleness and laughter. This event, dedicated to Akrat. Yeah. So when I say doubling down on some bad decisions, like, and again, I'm not trying to hate on Blizzard or anything. These are like genuine criticisms. Um, wait, where? There's like one over here. Right. I think it's like here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like, just as an example, we still only have 14 character slots. I don't know why we only have 14. They should up it. They should up the number of character slots, and they should also up the amount of stash space. I don't know why they're so or adding like a loot filter. Like, no one wants to sit there and sift through like boatloads of loot. It's still a problem within the game. It's not as bad as it used to be. Like, they did reduce the amount of loot that drops, thankfully, but at the end of the day, there's still so much loot that shows up. At some point, like, my inventory fills up and I have to go through the trouble of spending like an hour like sifting through all the stuff that I collected and seeing which things I need or don't need. And yeah, I mean, some people could argue that it's like skill diff, I guess, something like that, but no one wants to sift through that much loot. And PoE 2 has loot filter. I think like all the ARPGs aside from Diablo have loot filter at this point. That's crazy. And Diablo is the one that has um the most amount of resources behind it. What is humanity if we are not willing to give a saving hand to a drowning man? Would we not be just as the creatures that plague sanctuary? Istabella, dedicative Akarat. Well, again, nothing, just like random quotes, I feel like. Not really anything too significant, just nice little, fun little, like, things to explore around sanctuary. The game really is in a weird state right now. I actually don't fully understand their vision for it. I think one of the other things that I'm a little curious about is they have pit, and I'm going to talk about this probably in a video before the new season comes out, but pit leveling still exists. Like, once I get my character to level 60 and then I make it to Torment 1, I can then proceed to boost a bunch of other people into Torment 1. Or even just level them through the pit super quickly. No one needs to put effort into building up their characters anymore if you just ask somebody to do it on your behalf. Now, some people are going to complain that no, they don't want to like interact with other people, like, but no, this is the reality. The option exists that you could get a character boosted to level 60 in like a matter of, I want to say hours, but it's not even hours, it's like an hour. 1 hour is probably all it would take to get you from 1 to 60. Just run a bunch of pits, and then you get like 30 levels from like the first 2 pit runs, and then like 5 levels for every run there after that. I don't know why that still exists in the game. I think that a lot of people, like, they're just quietly like leaving it in, which, okay, whatever. Tenant of Akarat. My spirit felt at home the moment we entered the jungle of Nahantu. It was as if I had found something I never knew I was looking for. The Sega, Dedicant of Akarat. Okay, we're almost halfway now. It's good. But yeah, like, the thing is, there's going to be people out there who are super happy with how you have the option to do this pit leveling. It's kind of like Greater Rift leveling from D3, but like, I feel like leveling is one of the most fun parts of the game, and yeah, like the fact that you can just skip right past it is, well, I mean, I do feel like you should have to level a new character. Like, a lot of people just want that part of the game to be unlocked for them, and I feel like if you're gonna unlock that part of the game, then why don't you just have like the option to go through, like, why not just unlock Paragon level 1 to like 300 if you don't want to even grind through the easiest part of the game? It's kind of strange to me. Defiled Shrine, okay. And an of Akarat. Akarat and I shared a love for the enchantment when discovering the unknown. Adavin, Dedicant of Akarat. Yeah, I find it so weird. Like, I kind of get where these people are coming from. Like, it is a slog to, for example, like, I think I complained about strongholds. I think that it's a little silly that the last 10 levels exist just as a place for strongholds to carry you through the last like 10 levels. That I still stand by. Yeah, that was one of the things I was very not. Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to find where I'm supposed to go here. It was here. Yeah, I think this would be it, right? No, it's a little bit more to the left. Here, okay. Yeah, I think strongholds where they're at are not a very good design choice. Like, I don't know why you need to gate level 50 to 60 behind just strongholds. Like, when else, like, it's like, I would much prefer if instead of level 50 to 60 having to go through strongholds like that, if the option, if there was like an actual capstone dungeon. And I'm not talking about like the pit either. Talking like how it used to be in the past, where yeah, you'd had to fight like Elias or the Curator, and yeah, the Curator showed up everywhere, so that was a bit of a lame fight. Like, they could have picked out a different boss or something, but um, I liked capstone dungeons. I really did think that capstone dungeons. Like, a lot of people didn't like capstone dungeons. A lot of people used to get boosted through capstone dungeons, but I think it's like, if you're just gonna get boosted through capstone dungeons, that's fine, whatever. You still have to do the leveling process yourself. Which again, I think that that's like like a proper part of the game. But for strongholds, you're really just making people wait an extra hour for no real good reason. Like there's no strongholds, there's no challenge to it. There's no not only is there no challenge, but it's like the only way to go about it. At least if you're leveling like 1 to 50, you have a lot of different ways you can approach it, right? Like next season they're gonna roll out the headhunts. Then you have hell tides. You could do the campaign. Yeah, there this season there was the realm walkers. Like yeah, well there were the realm walkers if you wanted to go down that route. And you know there were also whispers, right? But from 50 to 60 you always have to strongholds pretty much. I mean I guess unless you do the campaign, but yeah, let's just for simplicity's sake let's just take that off the table for a second. I like that there is like so much diversity on how you can level from 1 to 50, but 50 to 60 being gated into running like spending an hour and maybe let's say an hour and a half on just hitting hammering strongholds is I think not a good design decision. I also would argue something similar for pit leveling. But I know that some people really like that you can just skip through the first part of the game 1 to 60, but then again, then at that point they're like why not just skip through all like torment stuff too and only play torment 4? Like yeah, just remove everything all the way up to torment 4 at that point, right? Like well, they just do that. And I don't know why it's not letting me through here. There's probably some monster that I haven't seen in the area here. Yeah, it's probably these ones. All right, let's try again. What was that one monster? Oh, there's another Stone Guardian here, no wonder. It's like hidden behind all the other ones. Forgiveness can be given and received in many ways, but always must come with sincerity. Joel and this dedicant of Akron. Okay, we're halfway through the tenets. Another 15 will give us this renown reward that's good, and then all that'll be left will be this one right here. So it's super exciting. To unlock. Actually, I already have all the skill points. It really is just for. I mean, I'm already gonna get the Paragon points too. It's at this point just gonna be for the max obols, which again, I don't even really need max obols. I just needed the Paragon points. It's like the main thing. I could probably even stop after Tenets of Akron and be okay, but I'm already here. Might as well finish the job. And then after that, like once I finish the Tenets of Akron, I think I'm officially done for the season. The only other thing that I would kind of want to try, but I don't think I have the time for, is I kind of want to make a new sorcerer and try to level her. Um, just so like for next season, I want to make like a leveling guide for Thorn's Barb, a Companion Druid, and probably Chain Lightning Sorcerer, because I feel like Chain Lightning Sorcerer is actually pretty easy to get to Torment 4. You really only need Axial Conduit. Yeah, you only really need the Axial Conduit pants and Banished Lord's Talisman, I feel like, with like some masterworking and some good gear. And that sounds like a lot, but in comparison to the setup that I've had for the other classes or the other builds that I've used, right? Like,
impressive, unfortunately.
okay, yeah, right. They had reworked the. I remember now. They reworked Conduit Shrine so that it does a lot more damage now, based on your Paragon level, I think. But yeah, I feel like Chain Lightning Sorcerer is pretty easy compared to, let's say, the Thorns Barb. Like the Thorns Barb, getting to Torment 3 was very easy, but then trying to get Torment 3 to Torment 4 because of how painful it is to run bosses was a very big problem for me. I feel like Chain Lightning Sorcerer, if I run it without the Axial Conduit pants, it's a huge pain in the buttocks, but I think that uh in the wrong area? Okay, I'm confused now. Okay, Kurust. Grab this one. 1, 2. I think I'm actually in the completely wrong area, or maybe not. Uh, yeah, yeah. There's bridge here. No, no, no. I am in the wrong area. It's actually up, like closer to here. It looks like. Oops, just a little bit off the mark, but that's okay. It's close enough. So yeah, Chain Lightning Sorcerer. I'd love to make a build guide on it, but I only want to do these build guides once I know that they'll work. And I also need to do the builds with the witch powers too. So that's another thing I need to look into. Child Shrine, Tendrils of Hatred. Yeah, okay. Stop reading that one. Here. What? Ah, there it is. Tenet of Akarat. Oh, this guy's doing the same thing I am. It is to challenge and to be challenged when the growth sprouts its roots in a soil of possibilities. Joellen, Dedicant of Akarat. Okay. Cool. So it's another one. Yeah. If I'm being completely honest, I kind of like the hunt for Tenants of Akarat. I just feel like it could have added a little bit more to it, you know, like at least when you clear the Altar of Lilith, you get like 2 strength for one of them, and then 2 dex for another one, and then obols for another. Like they could have at least given us some rewards to work with. I don't know why they made it so. Oh, you know, I realize why. Because it's because this is an expansion. They don't want it to look like all pay to win. That's probably it. Which is kind of crazy because yeah, I know Spiritborn exists, but um like they could chalk it up to a difference in classes versus if they made Tenants of Akarat actually give rewards, it would be like like it would actually be true pay to win. It's probably partly the reasoning. Like at the end of the day, uh only if you have Vessel of Hatred can you actually play Spiritborn, which is the most broken class in the game. So yeah, in that regard, it's certainly pay to win. But well, but also I guess maybe by next season they might tone it down a notch. So who knows? I don't know. I'm not gonna go into the whole argument about that. It's exhausting having to kind of debate like what is pay to win and what's not with people. I don't care for that, but yeah, I was just hypothesizing about why Tenet of Akarat is so underwhelming compared to the Altar of Lilith counterpart. But nah, if I reason it out like that, it makes sense to me. I'm not sure people would agree, but that has to. I imagine that's it because it would be very simple for them to make the Tenets of Akarat give like extra points or whatever. Yeah, although I guess that argument also sort of falls flat on its face when you can only access Nahantu through Vessel of Hatred. Thus, you only get renown rewards from Vessel of Hatred. Anyway, whatever. When you spend most of your life sleeping with one eye open, you find resting comes in other ways. Istabella, Deacon of Akarat. Alright. That brings us to 17. Now we just need to do... Well... We have these 2 back to back. Oh, I know. I think there's one, like, over here, it looks like. Yeah, I'm gonna go there. And... yeah, I think there's other ones, but... So, for next season, again, I think the 3 builds I'm gonna really try to focus on: Companion Druid, Thorns Barbarian, and Chain Lightning Sorcerer in that order. Now, Companion Druid tends to be the one, like, the build that I get the most amount of attention on. And then Thorns Barb would be the one that I get the second most amount of attention on. But the awkward thing about Thorns Barb or Companion Druid is I usually do that first. So when I release content for Companion Druid, it comes out well before any other character that I make in the season. It not only comes out before any other character in the season, but it also comes out before other people finish their companion druids in the season, because I'm just going hard on one specific character, that being the companion druid, right? So, Stone Guardian, Tendrils. Oh, I guess I gotta blast it. No, there's another stone. Oh yeah, here it is, Stone Guardian over here. Okay. Tenant of Akarat. He is like a feather, strong and durable, yet soft and beautiful. If we allow ourselves to be feathers, we can soar. From Isabet, Dedicant of Akarat. Okay, that brings us to 18. Now, there's 2 more up here. Like, here. Okay. So, yeah, usually I do Companion Druid first, and, like, on the opening day of the season, I put in, like, what? Put in maybe, like, 12 plus hours of gameplay, like, right away. And because I put in, like, 12 hours-ish, yeah, because I do that, um, Guardian. Okay, this is an easy one for me to pick up. Tentative Akarat. A wolf and her pup deserve the opportunity to love and live as any mother and her babe do, with no fear of chase weighing on their minds. The Sega, Dedicant of Akarat. Alright, and then get some cool, deep quotes, at least. It's the easiest way I can describe it. Okay, brings us to 19. We're going for the 20th, Tentative Akarat. Almost done here. Yeah, it's exciting. I'll have 4 extra Paragon points to mess around with. But skill points are like the main one, I guess. When I was in the PTR, I was missing some of these skill points when I made my new character, so I'm hoping that next season it'll be quicker. I'm hoping that next season will be much faster, because I'll also have access to the runes and rune words. So I'll get a lot more damage out of that too. Exploration is the allowance of giving oneself to a world of unknown possibilities. From Adavin, Dedicant of Akarat. Alright. Okay, so that brings us to 20. 3, 4, 5. I think there's a 6th one here. No, no. I think these are the only 5 here, actually. Okay, so we have 3 more up above. So we have one. If I go past this bridge, I go a little bit higher up. Okay, I'm gonna go this way. Anyway, yeah. So when the new season rolls around, last time I did Companion Druid first, and then I did Thorn's Barb second, and so on. I think I should go the opposite approach this time around. It might make things easier for me too. I'm gonna start off with Companion Druid first. I'm gonna try to see how quickly I can bring it to Torment 3 and then Torment 4. This is also gonna be very interesting for me to do too, because assuming that there isn't some broken build that emerges, I can actually see how quickly I make it up to Torment 4 compared to others, right? That'd be fun. Like I remember in the past, like back when Capstone Dungeons were a thing, if a new season rolls around, I'm usually one of the first people, at least as far as like I would make it into World Tier 4 and it would be a ghost town, right? Now, obviously, there are other people that make it into Torment 4 before I do, right? Of course. But it's kind of fun, just, being the first one there. Like, it's kind of like it's kind of a fun feeling. I don't know how to describe it. It's like, it feels like an exclusive sort of club where you just... Yeah, it feels kind of like an exclusive sort of club where, you did like some kind of crazy accomplishment, and it feels like you finish a marathon well before anyone else does. I guess that's the easiest way I can describe it. Like, you're like one of the first people at the finish line. You're not like the absolute first person. You're not gonna be the #1 runner, but maybe there's only like 3 or 4 other people there, and you're just staring at each other like, good job, you made it here. That's awesome. That nod of mutual understanding, except in this case, when I make it to Torment 4, or even when I made it to World Tier 4 in the past, I would pretty much be the only one of the only people there, at least in my instance, because it's not like all the people who made a Torment 4 show up in the same game. Like everyone has their own instance, right? So sometimes maybe there's like thousands of other people, but I'm like the only one in my instance in my Torment 4 or World Tier 4 or whatever. The darkness can swallow you whole, encompassing every corner of your mind and soul. Though it feels the light is gone, it will never abandon you. Let it guide you back. From Istabella, Dedicant to Backrat. Nice. Okay, so that again, a lot of train of thought talking today. Not really anything too deep. I'm saving all the deep talk or uh, the important conversations for when the new season actually begins. Basically, well, I think it should be around here for the next one. Anyway, point is, when the new season rolls out, I'm gonna be playing my companion druid all the way to Torment 4 first before I do any of the other classes. Last time I did companion druid all the way to level 60, then this character all the way to level 60, and then that character all the way to level 60, and then I spread myself kind of thin that way. But this time I'm gonna go like depth-wise. So I'm gonna focus on one character, get him up to Torment 4, and then I could try to like push him to Pit 100 or something crazy like that, but I don't think I'm really all that interested in grinding out to Pit 100. Maybe I'll do that like next season or something. But this season, I think I'm more interested in getting my one character up to Torment 4, then I'll get my other characters up to Torment 4 after that, is what I'm thinking. Yeah, and then I'll focus my content on, yeah, this is my companion druid, this is his journey through Torment 1, then his journey through Torment 2, 3, and then finally reaching Torment 4. And then I want to make like a guide on it, I think, is what I'm going to do. I haven't made a companion druid guide all the way since like season 3, and the game has changed so much since then, so we'll see. See what I can do there. Okay, I think I'm still in the wrong area. Yeah, a little just yeah, wrong area by a little bit. Let's push over here or wherever. Okay. It had to be around here. Or no, it's actually here. I'm actually right beside it. I just can't see it for some reason. Ah, here it is. All of them look alike. A little bit of really fair bit of Where's Waldo around here. I like how some of the tenets of Akarat require me to actually kill stuff, and I mean there's like a bit of variety. Sometimes you gotta hit all 3 Stone Guardians, sometimes you have to kill a bunch of monsters in nearby area. Malevolence comes from corruption. Influence. Spirits will not be malevolent unless they become corrupted. The Sega, Dedicant of Akrat. Okay, that one I don't know what that means. 22 out of 30. And I think there is missing 2 from this area, if I'm not mistaken. No, I think I might actually be missing 3 here. Okay, well, there's one north of Kurast Bazaar. There's like one here. Something like around this area. Alright, let's go. Ah, I found it. Defiled Shrine. This one. There we are. What is this tentative? What? Disappeared? Whoa. Game's like lagging like crazy. Sure. I think I have to clear these first. Then maybe. There we are. Tentative Akrat. Direction does not only belong to a map. We have a moral compass that guides us to goodness, to the light. Adabin, Dedicant of Akarat. So then there's two more. There's one beside the den, but I think it's quicker for me to run there or trot there on my horse than going through the den and having to go through that loading screen. Let's finish this real quick. And then the last ones, I think all the last ones are in the next region to my top right here. I can take the waypoint for that one and basically done. That was a lot more painless than I thought it would be, so it's kind of cool. Second here. Well, after this is just going to be side dungeons all the way to the remaining renown rewards. Okay, here? Yeah, found it. Stone Guardian. Stone Guardian. The angels in the high heavens and the demons in the burning hells share the inability to find the light. That is humanity's power. From Isavet, Dedicant of Akarat. I always thought that angels are supposed to be part of the light, but I guess don't really know too much about. I don't know enough about the lore of Diablo. Well, whatever. All right. Maybe between these two, like right over here, something like that. This one should be... That should be pretty close to here. I think right here. The right somewhere. Should be in this area. Maybe down in this corner? No, it's not here. Okay, so this is Tentative Akarat. I have to go across this way. Up here. And then a little bit more until come across. Yeah, it should be right around here. Up. To the right. Maybe here, actually. Is it hidden here or something? Okay, this one is a bit more annoying to find than the other ones. Oh, nope. Found it. Oh. Wild Shrine. Tendrils of... Oh, yeah. Let's, this again. Is this the only other Stone Guardian? No, there's one here too. Oh, and there's a third one here. Nice. There we are. Tenet of Akrat. Akrat believed that the purest hearts can handle anger, fear, and corruption. From Jualin, a dedicant of Akrat. Cool. So that makes 3. 24. So, which one am I missing here? Wait, did I not hit this one? There. That's strange. That didn't trigger right away. Yeah, so we have 5 more tenets, and we'll go into this region for it. Pitcher. Which, incidentally, happens to be the stronghold. We'll start off with the easiest one on this side. I think there's one in the far bottom right over here. And then after this one, we'll just start... After we run these tenets, I'm going to take like a short break, and then I'm going to start hitting the side dungeons one by one. Right. This one should be relatively easy to find, no? Pretty sure this is the right area. I just don't know why it's not.
They do not cease. There is no hiding from them.
Okay, well, I'll maybe run the side quests another day. I really do enjoy the side quests, but... Okay, no, it's actually all the way down here, I think. Yep. Stone Guardian, and Stone Guardian. Tenet of Akrat. Lies spread fervently like wildfire. Truth slowly unfold like a sprouting plant. Alright. That's one of them. And then I have another one just west of here. I think here, based on what it looks like. I'll try that area. Wait. No, I think that might be inaccurate. Yeah, no, that might be right. Let's start off there. Well, on a brighter note, because I've been talking about all the ways that the game could be better, what about all the things that the game is doing right? Not that, again, like, most people don't care as much about this, but I think it's important to acknowledge what things... It's pretty important to acknowledge what things the game's actually doing right, at the moment. Like, balancing issues aside, I feel like the progression to Torment 4 is a lot of fun. I'd be down to do something like this every season because there's like just the right amount of difficulty. It's not like impossibly difficult, but it's also not trivial. Previously, when they like in the previous iteration where they only had World Tier 4, like their... Oh, okay, here it is, found it. They had like a little... They had like a, I guess you could call it like an infographic, which kind of showed that, yeah, some people would play World Tier 1, or would mostly play World Tier 2 with the old system because it was trivialized at some point. Then they would spend like maybe a half hour in World Tier 3, and then they would just play World Tier 4 the rest of the time they were on the game. But now, with this new system, I think that they've done a pretty good job making it so that you don't feel like you're missing out, even if you aren't playing in World Tier 4 or whatever. But I also do think that there's an adequate amount of challenge for people who, you know, can target World Tier 4, but it's not like trivial. It's not like, oh, I can do this in like 3 hours, like what I used to do. I remember I played my Minion Necro, and from scratch, like from ground up, I made it to World Tier 4, like back in like Season 4 or Season 5, and like in like almost 90 minutes, something like that. And I don't think that that's a very healthy system, that you're making into what's considered end game in like 90 minutes. Now, some people might say that, well, I mean, the true end game here is the pit. But yeah, like if the end game at that point is Pit, then what is even the point of having a Torment 1 to 4 system? Why not just skip straight to the end? I mean, I killed everything here. Anyway, basically, trying to avoid such a complicated explanation. What I'm saying is, I think that Torment or them switching to like the Torment was a good move. I actually, at first, I was like, what is the point of having 8 different difficulties? Now I've kind of come around to the idea that I think that it's better than the system that we had before. Is it perfect? No, absolutely not. But it's way better than what we had previously, where yeah, World Tier 4 was actually like a joke, or at least reaching World Tier 4. And even when you get to World Tier 4, like everything there is a joke. At some point, everything in Torment 4 becomes a joke too, but at least it's not a joke within like 5 hours. Like it takes time to build up to that, assuming that you're not getting like outside assistance from other people. But it's not impossibly difficult either. And then even like if you're a true casual, because there's people who label themselves casual, even though they sink like 20 hours a week into it. Like true casual is like I've talked to some people who are actually truly casual players, people who bought the game like a long time ago and haven't even beaten campaign, right? And those people, like, yeah, those are the sorts of people for which like Torment 1 existing and allowing you to access ancestrals at a much slower rate is good, because then at least they're not missing out on endgame. It's like a good compromise. They're not missing out on the endgame, but they're also like other people have the option to kind of like push themselves to higher torments if they want to try like challenging themselves, and they get rewarded for it, right? For trying to take it one step further. I'm randomly killing monsters right now because I think that this tentative Akrat is tied to like monsters in the area. Is probably why it's not letting me unlock this. This one's a weird one. I don't know what's up with this one. Why it won't let me stay in Wander? No. Is there a hidden one? I only know that there's like 3 stone faces. Stone guardians, usually. They're all supposed to be pretty close to this one. Probably some group of monsters I'm supposed to kill that I just haven't found. I thought that it might be the ones down lower that I dealt with, but maybe here? Yeah, maybe this pack here. Okay, let's try it again. Hopefully I have better luck this time. No, it's not. Put a pin close to where it was originally, but it's... I'm actually at a loss. I have no idea. Unless it's like bugged or something, I wouldn't even be surprised at this point. There's like no monsters in the surrounding area whatsoever, and I still can't quite pop this open. Sure. Maybe I could try to reset this, then I'll try again in a second. That might make things a bit easier for me. Alright. Maybe they put me in a different instance here. Alright, let's try again. 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay, well, I guess it was a glitch of some sort. Had to be. Tenant of Akrat. It does not matter if thy family is by blood or chosen. Family is where you feel the most at home. Istabella, Tenant of Akrat. Alright, well, then I can kind of get behind. Cool quote. I think we got XP out of that, too. Well, whatever. Also worth noting that getting, like, 750 item power items from here, too. It's kind of nice. Yeah, I'm glad that difficulty doesn't gate you on how much you can get. Or on what you can get, just how much. I think that's good. The way they've done it, so that you can get rewarded. You get more stuff by upping the difficulty, but it's not like, if you're playing normal or if you're playing Torment 1, that you'll be stuck getting like garbage items. Like in the past, if you're playing anything other than World Tier 4, you can't get Ancestrals. So yeah, at least that's gone. Okay, hold on. Where are we here? Goes down and to the left, and it would be something like on this side. This is where the last, or the next tenant of Akrat is. This is an annoying set of tenants, but
Quite the challenge, eh?
that's cool. Not the worst. That one tenant, though, was annoying. The one all the way over. Like, I think the 11th one, or whichever it was that took forever to find. Tenant of Akrat. There is much to understand about the human spirit, but it is certain that it is a magnificent discovery. From Tisega, Dedicant of Akrat. Okay, now we're up to 28, and I think I know which two that I'm missing. It's not like Altar of Lilith where I had to scour the entire map and play Where's Waldo. And I think I needed Cam's help for it. It was either Cam's help or Bat Boy. I think those two have helped me a lot since I started my channel, and just in game in general, just helping me with some miscellaneous stuff like helping me find these stupid altars. Okay. There is just one northeast of here, apparently. I think it goes like this, up and then to the top right. It should be like right around here. Guess, is it like hidden somewhere, maybe? I still find it dumb that this Spiritborn build like exists where I can just do this. Wait, no. Wrong. I can play the build like this. I'm just spamming left, or 1, 2, 3, 4 spacebar, right click and left click, and you could actually play the build like that. It's literally a build which allows you to face roll everything. Like you could just roll your face across the keyboard and then suddenly, yeah, everything's dead. Just a thought that occurred to me. Like I've never seen any build like this in any ARPG. Last Epoch or Grim Dawn or any iteration of Diablo. It's so absurd, but just yeah. Well. Anyway, this is a power level that I don't think we'll. I want to say a power level we'll never get to experience again, but Blizzard always finds a way to really blow my mind. So we'll see. Maybe I am actually in the wrong area. Maybe it's actually over here. Down here, perhaps? I'm horrible with directions. Fine. I'll put a little bit more effort into actually looking at it. Okay, let's open the map one more time. So we have one here. Okay, no, we have 3 tenets here. Uh, this path cuts inward towards this tenet of Akarat. So then, if I were to loop around, oh, I'm actually completely off. It's actually over here. Okay, well, glad I actually took time to look instead of blindly spamming until I got it. Okay, there it is. Stone Guardian. Stone Guardian. And Stone Guardian. Oh, here's a third one. Yeah, these are the easiest ones. Just put in 3 Stone Guardians and done. Tenet of Akarat. It is not only the tongue that spreads his teachings, it is our songs, writing, and dances from Juala, dedicant of Akarat. Okay, that makes number 29. And then the 30th one will be probably right over here, right? It's like somewhere around there. Yeah, if I'm just eyeballing it, it's like right around there. If it's not, then I'll actually take a little bit more time to properly assess where exactly it is. But at a first glance, that area is correct. There we are. Um, hey, found it. Defiled shrine. Oh, I just needed to hit it, and we're kind of background. Life can feel like air. Once a soft wind blows, it will never blow the same again. From Adavin, Dedicant of Akrat. Here, we're done. And we hit all of them. And then we can also claim 4 extra Paragon points. That gives us, we went from 6 to 10. Again, not a big deal for me now that I'm like, Paragon level 262, but when I play the new season, I'll be starting off with like, what, 25 Paragon points rather than, or 26 maybe even, rather than just 1 or 2 or 20 or, is that right? Okay, just to make things easier, yeah. Previously, I had 20 Paragon points from my Renown Awards. Now I have 24. Okay, yeah, there. All right. Yeah, taking a short break. And then when I return, I'm gonna run. What is this? Need to get do 450. So, I just need to hit these side dungeons. So there's 17 of them I haven't yet done. So yeah, 17 times 40. Oh, that's more than enough to hit this. I probably only even need to do like 10. A little more than 10, maybe like a dozen. A dozen side dungeons would get me the remaining renown that I need. And then I think I'm done this whole renown journey. And then I'll drop my stream. Not that anyone is here to watch today. That's fine. I can rant a bit more, just get it off my chest and vent how I feel about this new season. Because I'm actually excited for it. Like, I'm criticizing a lot, but I feel like there's a lot I can talk about for like ways that they can improve it. But yeah, there's a lot of things that they did right too. But yeah, I'll be back.
friends you'll not find.
so this brings us to the second part of tonight's uh, stream, I guess. We're just gonna start hitting the side dungeons. So we've done 3 of them so far. So let's see which other dungeons we haven't done yet. Not yet completed. Okay, we happen to be right, like, literally right beside one. So let's do that real quick. Region progress towards claimed. Okay, so this is basically for Obels. Again, this is just all in preparation for next season. I think when I finish this, it's gonna be that. One sec here. Okay, so yeah, I think while I run this, I wanted to talk about the things that I'm looking forward to next season. So, we're gonna do the flip side of all the stuff that I was ranting about while running the Tenets of Akarat. Yeah, yeah. It was a little like half-baked too. I had to kind of half focus on trying to do the Tenets of Akarat stuff, and then at the same time, I was also trying to gather my thoughts. So, not really my best train of thought, I admit, but okay, sure, whatever. So talking about this upcoming season, what things am I looking forward to? Since I spent all this time like hating on the game, not even really hating on it, just talking about things that could have been better when Vessel of Hatred came out, and why I think that it didn't. It kind of like died out fairly quickly. I think that next season, one of the things that I'm most excited about by far is that the main method of leveling is going to be the headhunts and the whispers that are attached to them. So just to give a little bit of context, headhunts, if you've played like Season 2, like Season of Blood, you'll know that there were these special zones called Blood Harvest. I think people used to call them Blood Tides or something like that. So picture Hell Tides, except instead of having to like open these random like gifts of mysteries and having to farm like forgotten souls, now the goal is to kill monsters, and then the reward for killing these monsters is this special currency called Restless Rot that you would use to upgrade your witch powers. In these areas, not only do you get Restless Rot, but you also get... I'm gonna ignore this, I don't need the event. So not only do you get Restless Rot, but you get whispers too. There's like a ton of whispers in the area. There's like what, 10 different whispers in the area or something like that? Let's just say, well, yeah, 10 is, I think, a good estimate. Let's just say 10. So there's like 10 whispers, and each of them are worth like 3 Grim Favors each, and that's great. That's amazing. The reason why it's so good is because if you do these 10, like if you're leveling like 1 to 60, each whisper that you turn in gives you like a boatload of XP. It gives you like, let's say like 30% of your level. So you turn in like 3 whispers, and then you get a level off that. And then while doing the whispers themselves, you'll probably get another level off that. And then when you turn in 10 Grim Favors, then you get an additional level off that. So you combine all these things, and suddenly you have, as far as I know, the quickest way to get XP. What? Maybe down here. Yeah, you have, I would say by far the quickest way to get XP. Well, I shouldn't say by far. There is actually one other... Well, it's a little bit more complicated than that, because, of course, the quickest way still to get XP is... Dungeon cleared, okay. By far the quickest way to get XP is to just get somebody to boost you through pit leveling, which I still don't think should be a thing, but I digress. So, yeah, fastest way to get XP is... I think that was it. Alright. Oh, okay, well, I'm done this dungeon, apparently. So, yeah, by far the quickest way to get XP is to run pit leveling. If you get somebody to just boost you through the pit, maybe they run like, let's say, to make things easy, let's say they run you through like pit 65. It doesn't have to be pit 65, it could be pit 50. A lot of people used to run like pit 100 because their builds can handle it, but maybe it's like the start of a new season. You run pit 50, maybe after like, you know, uh, 10 to 20 runs, you'll be able to reach level 60. And incidentally, running uh, running pits also helps the person running the pit gain levels on their glyphs as well. So it actually benefits them too, in a way. So that's the fastest way that you can level. Yeah, you can get like 1 to 60 in like a couple hours. The second fastest method is to, if you have a second character, you would use that second character. I can actually just skip all these monsters since I'm invisible, I just realized. Okay, maybe not. Yeah, the second fastest way to get levels is if you have like a second character that, well, if you already have like an existing character and let's say it's like strong enough to clear like Torment 4, you would do a bunch of caches in Torment 4 with that character. Should be pretty quick, right? And then you transfer those caches onto a different character and then turn in your Whisper caches to get all the XP from them. And then you can go 1 to 60 like that. Now, most people would say that it's the quickest way because opening like 20 caches takes like 5 seconds, but of course there is a time cost associated with how long it takes to actually farm all those caches. So that maybe takes like maybe 2-3 hours, maybe. I don't know, maybe people can do it quicker, but I imagine that would be the second fastest way. And then after that, not counting those two methods, I think the quickest way is like if we're not factoring in, oh, somebody's boosting you, or like, oh, yeah, I already have like a second character, then the quickest way would be this new method of leveling that I was talking about, where you run headhunts in the new season. I think that there's also like a seasonal quest line attached to it. You need to go through that as well. In the PTR, they didn't really show you any of that seasonal quest line, but I do know that the headhunts themselves, those headhunt zones, are really, really good for leveling. I bet that it's even better with the seasonal quest line because then you have 4 sources of XP. You have the seasonal quest line, you have the, killing monsters along the way. You have the whispers themselves, and then you have the turning in the 10 grim favors. So I can't really fathom. Oh, and then of course after you make it to level 50, then you could probably run strongholds. You don't even need to switch over to strongholds, but I would just switch over to strongholds to make things a bit easier for myself. That should take like a little more than an hour to get from 50 to 60, and then probably from 1 to 50 if you're doing the whispers pretty quickly. You could probably clear that in like 3 hours, so probably like 4 hours. And then when I was doing the campaign, that was probably the fourth quickest leveling method. Yeah, like this season, most people just went through the campaign. That was the fastest way to level if you're going through it solo. Oh, done. So yeah, the quickest way to level is to go through like this season. If you're playing solo, is if you own Vessel of Hatred, just spam um yeah, you would just go through the campaign, and then even after you beat the campaign, there's like some quests after the fact that will take you all the way up to like level 58, and then maybe you do like 1 or 2 strongholds, and then you're level 60. And you do that all on normal mode. So for me, when I did that leveling method, I got to like level 58. Uh, well, and then it took me about 4.5 hours, a little more than 4.5 hours. Let's say like 4 hours 45 minutes to make it to clear, well, to make it into the pit. So it's like slightly slower than the headhunts that I was talking about. And you also don't get as much. Well, you don't get any Restless Rot doing it. You kind of need Restless Rot. So really, you should be, if you're doing character 1 to 6, you pretty much should be running Restless Rot over the campaign. Unless you're like really bored of running headhunts, then fine, sure. But right now, there's no reason not to do this new the new seasonal zones. And it's not even like you could say that, oh, it's Vessel of Hatred only. That's why you don't want to run it. The campaign is Vessel of Hatred players only, right? But this questline stuff, the new seasonal stuff, that's even people in the base game can do it, and it is the quickest method of leveling that doesn't involve other players, and it also gives you Restless Rot to boost your witch powers, which you kind of need. Big part of this season. So that is. Oh, and then after all those, I think it would just be Helltide. Those are, as far as I know, the 5 fastest methods of leveling. Yeah, I just want to kind of break it down. I'll probably have to make a separate video on that. I think this would be a good video idea. Fastest methods of leveling in the game right now. Fastest and best leveling methods of leveling in Season 7, Diablo 4. Yeah, I kind of like the sound of that. I'll probably do something like that later tonight if I have time. And then I also had to break down the this season, like what new stuff is coming out, like the witch powers and the headhunts. But yeah, it's gonna be that. So yeah, I'm getting a bit sidetracked. I think originally I was talking about what makes like the new season really good. And then I kind of pivoted to like the quickest methods of leveling. So that's like the quickest methods of leveling. I think that I'm particularly excited for this new season, for two reasons primarily. The first reason is that they're fixing a lot of the bugs that are tied to, Spiritborn. So with any luck, this season will hopefully be a lot less imba than the previous one, right? Be hopefully it will. There's probably gonna be some other game breaking bug that they won't fix, and then that's gonna dominate, as is always the cycle. But there's that slim chance that we might finally get one season where it could be pretty even. I mean, even if it's not like fully even, I just want it would be nice to have a season where it's not just like the Spiritborn doing 1,000 times the amount of damage of anyone else, and just trivializing every piece of content in the game, bar none. Oh, that's kind of interesting. This area is sort of like the fight against the Curator. Okay, dungeon complete. That's another zone completed here. Yeah, we're kind of going through it slowly but surely. I think we need another 10 dungeons or something like that to wrap this all up. So, yeah, that's the first thing I'm looking forward to. I think the second thing I'm looking forward to is the leveling I know if anyone is really watching this, recently I've done a lot of leveling on, let's say, Helltides or Realm Walkers or this or that. I'll tell you the truth, I love Whisper leveling. I really do. Whisper leveling is my favorite. Like I remember when, back in like I think season 2 specifically. Season 2, domain tunnels was the quickest way to level. Oh, I totally forgot about domain tunnels as the leveling method, but I'm not gonna really touch on that right now. So back in season 2, domain tunnels was like the fastest way to level. I knew that, but despite that, I enjoyed Whisper leveling so much that I went through the trouble of doing all this like Whisper leveling, even though people were getting to like level 50 in like what, 2 hours, 3 hours. I loved my Whisper leveling. It took me like 2 days to do Whisper leveling, but I still really enjoyed it, right? Call me crazy for that. The fact that they're reworking all of this Whisper leveling so that, or they're reworking, well, this season they're reworking Tree of Whispers to make it a lot more relevant, and that these seasonal zones have a lot of whispers, is actually really exciting to me. I love this. I love being able to, like, you do these little mini missions and you get like you get like rewarded like crazy for it. I like that. And it's not like crazy to the point where you do like one set of whispers and suddenly you're like level 60 and ready to run like pit level like 1 or pit tier 20 or whatever. I think that it's like paced really nicely where I feel the impact of turning in the whispers, but I still need to put in a lot of work to building my guy up. I think that I'm really excited for this kind of gameplay loop. That's my, I think, personal take on it. I'm really excited for it. I know a lot of other people are going to be a lot more skeptical. I definitely don't expect there to be as much hype for Season 7 as with the previous season, because the last season was the expansion, and there weren't any competitors that were out at the time. Like, obviously, last Epoch came out, but that was like a while back. And then now PoE 2 just recently came out. That's what everyone is playing right now. So there's probably not going to be as much hype for this season, which is fine. But I'm still going to be excited for it all the same, is what I'm thinking. Wow, there's some easy dungeons. I'm clearing them, like, I haven't even been timing it, but it's like, feels like 3 minutes per dungeon. Less than 3 minutes per dungeon, even. Including the travel time, I would say. Alright. Okay, next one. So, yeah, I'm really hyped for Whisper leveling. I guess that's what I'm getting at here. I think that Whisper leveling, like, the gameplay loop of, you know, you kill a bunch of monsters along the way, too. Like, you do a little bit of everything. That's one of the things that made Helltide kind of cool. It's not just Helltides anymore. They also have Whispers attached to it, so, you know, you get some XP from killing monsters. You get XP from the tortured gifts of mysteries, and then you also get XP from turning in Whispers, but there's not really all that many Whispers. Now, the one thing that these new seasonal zones don't have are the tortured gifts of mysteries, but that's totally okay, given how much more XP you can get through other stuff from there, namely like these, by doing like, talking like Raven of the Tree and whatever. Yeah, Raven of the Tree. Oh, right. For those of you who don't know, Raven of the Tree is I don't remember what it's called. It's Raven of the something, but it's like a raven, like basically an NPC that you can kind of talk to in these headhunts. That's new seasonal zone. And whenever you have like 10 or more Grim Favors, you can turn it in right away. And then they'll give you the cash. You don't have to go all the way back to the Tree of Whispers and then come all the way back. They don't have like a stash next to it. I think a stash would have been like with the Ravens would have been great, but I mean, yeah, Ravens by itself is excellent. I think that what that would allow you to do is you could turn in, get the XP rewards, prioritize not trying to like sift through equipment, and then yeah, I mean it's makes things a lot quicker, I would say. Say Bloodhorn? Oh. Oh, there's like a chest on that side. I see. Okay, well this is even quicker than the previous one. Really straightforward sort of dungeons. Just walk up, make it to the end. Like I don't even need to hidden treasure. I see. So this is kind of interesting layout. It feels so like so much less effort than the previous dungeons. You just go straight to the end, and then they have like a treasure room. So there's like a optional side zone for if you wanted to open like a resplendent chest, get some extra goodies. That's kind of an interesting way of laying it out. I never really did do these dungeons. I was trying to actively avoid the Vessel of Hatred stuff at the very beginning to try to cater to people who didn't have the expansion. I think that that was kind of a mistake on my part. I shouldn't have done that because, like, I feel like the number of people who don't own the expansion is basically nil. Like, yeah, there might be like 1 or 2 people watching this who are like, "Oh, yeah, I don't own the expansion," but I mean, like, I respect that, but I think the vast majority of people I talk to and interact with do have the expansion, and I'm like, it's not like I'm like Rax or Rob or one of like the other big names for ARPGs either. So it's not even like I could say that, hey, yeah, the kinds of viewers that I have on my channel are like the kinds of people who know the game really well. No, I mean, generally just people who are, I wouldn't say casual, but you know, not. Well, I mean, in my case, I feel like my audience isn't going to be like group of people who are like super knowledgeable about the game or anything like that. Just people who enjoy the game, yeah. So, yeah, even us, like, even I got Vessel of Hatred. Of course I would get Vessel of Hatred. And I think that a lot of people feel the same way. I think that me waiting on renown rewards or me saying like, hey, yeah, you don't need the Vessel of Hatred stuff to compete. It's sort of, it was an interesting experiment, but I should have just gone all in from the beginning and done the runes. But I'll do that next season. That's another thing I forgot to mention. Next season, I can test out all the things that I wanted to. Or instead of testing out stuff like I did this season, I can actually just focus on playing the game. Hidden treasure. I don't need that. In fact, this stone thing will give me more movement speed. So that's good. There. Yeah, so there's like a lot of people who, well, there were a lot of things that I missed out on that a lot of other people had access to. Yeah, no runes, no Spiritborn. I mean, I still wouldn't use Spiritborn, but yeah, runes at least could have been very helpful. I think it was like K rune that gives me like extra Spirit Wolves. Mercenary, that's another big one. I didn't touch Mercenary, but yeah, very beginning, the very first thing I should do is go get a Mercenary and level them up, and then I'll have another extra source of, well, everything. Damage, resistances, armor, maybe. Like, assuming that I just pick Rahir by himself, that's already a free 15% armor, resistances, or whatever. Yeah, so there's no... I mean, and then, of course, they also come with, like, rewards. Yeah, you can get, like, Masterworking Cash and Living Steel Cash. Oh yeah, here's another thing, too, tributes. Yeah, what about those? I was supposed to run these tributes, and oh, let's not forget, I had the season journey. Yeah, I have all of these that I never bothered to turn in because I was trying to challenge myself. Let's try to challenge myself by saying, okay, well, what if you don't have access to that either? What if you don't have access to these season journey rewards because you turn them in on a different character? All of these things, like, I'm just gonna go all in on. I mean, I'm gonna, like, with my companion druid, I'm just gonna, like, put everything I have towards it. So, it's plan. Hey, Simon Gentry, you still here? High updates out today? No updates today. No, the updates, like I even wrote in the title, it's gonna be on January the 21st, so it's actually this upcoming Tuesday. I mean, depending on what time zone you're in, I guess, but let's just say Tuesday for simplicity's sake. In my case, there's no new updates, but there's something that I've been meaning to do since the beginning of the season, and that is to go through the Nahantu Renown rewards. So, yeah, I did manage to clear out. I mean, I actually already had some of the Nahantu Renown rewards. I have the extra skill points, but I was missing, for example, the 4 Paragon points and the max obols. But I think the Paragon points are the most important thing. But I mean, for completion's sake, I should also grab this. Yeah, because the skill points are the most important thing for leveling up. Like, when I started playing this season, with, well, I think my companion druid, I was short 2 skill points, so I wasn't able to do the, I wasn't able to get the key passives. I had to get the key passives 2 levels later. Doesn't sound like a huge difference, but it's pretty big. I would say, at least. And then, of course, 4 extra Paragon points helps a lot, too. Like, when you first make it to, let's say, Paragon level 1, you know, starting off with 24 extra Paragon points from your Renown rewards as opposed to 20, it helps quite a bit, I would say. That's like the difference between like an extra 30% additive damage. I think that's pretty good. So, yeah, I'm just trying to clear out all the Renown rewards and talk about the next season. That's kind of what I was getting at. And offer advice, I guess, regarding, well, not advice, but just filling people in on how to approach next season. In fact, I'll probably have to do a video about that this, like, later tonight or this weekend. Just a short video saying, like, hey, yeah, Season 7's coming out. These are the quickest ways I would say that you can level, and something like that. Nice, yeah. How's it going, by the way, Simon? I'll definitely, hopefully, have a chance to talk with you more, when the new season rolls out. I'll be here right from the very beginning. January the 21st, right at, I think 10 a.m. Pacific is when they're gonna do the rollout, or 10 a.m. PST. So yeah, as soon as I'm able to get right back on the servers, I'll be hitting it hard from minute 1 and seeing how far we get. I'll probably be playing the entire day. I might like take breaks in between just to, you know, when I make it to level 60, I'll take like a short break so I can upload my 1 to 60 onto YouTube, and then I'll probably try to see how far I can get on the first day. Try to split it up. Like, I bet on the first day, if I extrapolate from this season, it took me like, I think 8 hours to get from Torment 2 to Torment 3 or something like that. And then 20 hours to get from Torment 3 to Torment 4. So I think that on the first day, I'll probably be able to make it to Torment 2. Or Torment 3, sorry. But then I think that I'll have a very difficult time trying to get from Torment 3 to Torment 4. Like, I'll probably have to save that for the following day. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So basically, I'll be very, you know, a lot of talking on my part, but basically what you need to know is that I'll probably be streaming for how long? I'll probably be streaming like at least 12 hours. I would say at least 12 hours on like when the season launches. That's my plan. I don't know how long other streamers will be streaming the game for, but that's my plan. RL has been in my face. Project's kind of stacked at the end of the year. Oh wow. I mean, but it's the beginning of the new year. Okay, well, hopefully you'll still have time to join in for the new season, and if you aren't able to play in the new season, then just know that I'll be here, so you can kind of play vicariously through me, I suppose, for what it's worth. You know, because I'll be playing my companion druid, trying to see how far we can get. We're trying to go all the way to Torment 4, but again, I don't have very high hopes that I'll be able to hit that on the first day, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, who knows? Maybe with all the knowledge I've gained, I'll be able to. With any luck? No idea. But I'll probably have to split it up. I think that... yeah, maybe, because I think that in this new season, trying to level... well, I mean, there's like the seasonal quest line. I'll probably have to go through that. That's probably going to take me a while on the first character. I just know that when I played on the PTR, it took me about 5 hours, not 8 hours, but like 5 hours this time to get... hey, what's this? It's a Rod of Capellica, of course. But when I played on the PTR, it took me only like 5 hours to get into Torment 1. And then probably to get to Torment 2 to take like an additional, probably 30 minutes, I bet. Something like that. So with all that in mind, I'm like thinking to myself that, yeah, probably I would play the first 6 hours, maybe take like a short break so that I can put my YouTube uploads together. Then I'll grind Torment 2 to 3, and then that'll be the end of my first day, and then the second day is going to be primarily focused on going Torment 3 to Torment 4. I think that's going to be how it's gonna work. So if you're at all interested in that, if you just want to hang out, then yeah, I'll be around plenty on Tuesday and probably Wednesday, I think. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it doesn't take me like 20 hours to get, or 16 hours, or however long this time to make it to the end. To make it to Torment 4. I'd like to be able to make it to Torment 4 on my companion druid first, and then from there I can play my other the other builds that I'd like to mess around with. Thorn's Barb, Chain Lightning Sorcerer. I'd like to see if my janky, like now that I know how everything works, it'd be nice to just... I just have to leave here, right? Yeah, I'll just leave this dungeon. Yeah, when I make my next character, the Chain Lightning Sorcerer, I'd like to be able to try out my my Axial Conduit Banished Lords kind of setup and see if that would be able to get you directly into Torment 4 with very little issues. I think it would. And then once I do that, then I can kind of do like a build guide on that too. I gotta do a couple build guides this season too. So there's like a lot of stuff. There's generally speaking, there's like a lot of stuff that I kind of want to do, but I think I'm not I'm definitely not gonna be going as hard as last season. Like last season, I went hard from the beginning and I burnt myself out. I wouldn't say quickly, but I put out a lot of content. I did one for each of the classes, like a video release for each of the classes, and then um what else happened? I did like Thorn's Barb all the way up to like Torment 4, all that. And yeah, there were like other stuff I had planned. I was gonna do like a Thorn's Barb, like is it viable? Because the first one was pretty good. Like there was a lot of positive reception on that, but no, I think I'm gonna scale it back this time around. I don't think I have that much time to keep making content right now. To make videos like that, and I actually don't see that many people getting really into it either. Like I don't see that many people being like, I think last season I got like what 40 subs, something like that. Um, Maybe this season I get like another 10 to 20 subs. I don't really see myself getting much more than that. I think PoE 2 is like the big talk of the town right now, so it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Which means I could also migrate over to PoE 2, but I think I need a break from all this gaming stuff. We'll see. Well, anyway, yeah. I don't know if you're still here, Simon, but I'm just gonna break it down real quick for you and for others. I think that if you're playing next season with the headhunts, there's like whispers, right? Like a ton of whispers. I think there's like a roster of whispers specifically that I'd recommend doing, and then just ignoring the other ones. I think it's supposed to be like I budgeted like 20 whispers per like 8 minutes or 7 minutes or something like that. That was like the fastest way I could find the level. Because they give you like seven or eight different whispers along with the whispers that are attached to the zone itself that aren't tied to like the seasonal stuff. So I do like the Venus moats. Obviously, that one's a gimme. Then there's like um kill 150 monsters. Usually you'll do that one just by incidents. Like you're doing all the other stuff and then you'll clear 150 monsters. That's easy enough. But then there's other ones like the frogs that you have to follow. I don't think that one's worth it. You're killing like you have to follow the frogs to 5 different locations and you get like 1 grim favor for it. I don't think that's worth it at all, personally. That's just me though. Do I have to go all the way back? No, no, no. That's just for the optional zone. It's over here. Okay. So yeah, that's definitely something I'm gonna be talking about in my video. Yeah, probably talk about quickest way to level seasonal quest line. I definitely got to do that, but then after that, you gotta make sure that if you're running the whispers, that you don't just do every individual whisper. Like you could, but there's definitely some whispers that are very slow. So, okay, we're almost done. We just have 3 more to go. Yeah, we just have 3 more. I think it'll be these 3, and then I'm like that's gonna be it. So yeah, let's finish this up. Nice and chill day. I didn't expect this to go as quickly as it has, but this is okay. I was budgeting like 4 hours for this, but well, yeah, for finishing like in the next 15 minutes, that gives me time to go and do other things. Maybe I'll start getting maybe I'll get a head start on that video that I want to put out. There's 2 separate videos. There's the what has changed in season 7, or like what's the new content. I probably wouldn't do one for balance changes. I don't feel comfortable with talking about all the different classes and the things that change for them. I'm like trying to think of a player who's like a generalist who knows all of the different classes. Like most people stick with like one class and work with it. This season everyone was playing stupid Spiritborn, but there's probably somebody out there who played like all of the classes and has videos on each of the classes. I'd like to be a I guess you could say like a generalist. Kind of a weird word to use, but a generalist in the sense that I'd like to know how to play all of the different classes. Even though I don't really have much of an interest in Rogue and Spiritborn, though. I like the other 4 classes, but I don't really like Rogue is just not my cup of tea. I'm not really big on Rogue, except for I think there's one specific build that well, there's Dance of Knives. Dance of Knives is pretty cool, but everyone who plays Rogue was playing Dance of Knives this season because it's like the new thing, I think, and it was like really strong. And there's like the enchants. I forgot what they're called. Imbuements. Yeah, there's like Shadow Imbuement, Poison Imbuement. I actually really enjoy the imbuements because you can attach them to whatever skill that you're using, and then you can always just do damage. I think that's kind of cool too. But just overall, Rogue as a class is the least interesting to me. Second only to Spiritborn, I would say. Spiritborn has some cool stuff going for it, but there's not really. It's just really not my kind of class. Like, it's not an archetype that I can relate to. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, Sorcerer is a mage, right? Druid is a druid. You see that in like every game. Barbarian speaks for itself. And then, which classes am I missing here? Barb, Rogue, Sork. Yeah, like Rogue. Okay, Rogue is an archetype I can understand, but is not really my cup of tea. And then, what's the, Necro? Of course, yeah, Necro also speaks for itself. Like, it, you know, control an army of the dead. Like, what more can you really say? But Spiritborn is like, you don't really see it in any other games, so it doesn't really... I always play Necro, I think. I just like the hands-off approach. Oh, yeah, I respect that. I fully respect that. Yeah, like, that's one of the reasons, like, the very first character I made in D4 was a Necro, because I also like this hands-off approach too. I like to just, you know, sit back and just let my army do my bidding for me. But of course, that's also one of the reasons why I was so intrigued by Companion Druid. But unfortunately, I think that the way Blizzard or Activision or whoever has decided to the way they decided to design Druid, Companion Druid specifically, is that with Companion Druid, a lot more of the power budget goes into the active skill itself rather than the passives. Like, what I mean by this is actually like active, or the you know, the active for wolves, like actually pressing, you know, let's say 3 for wolves, right? Will generate like 10 times the damage output from if the wolves were just randomly start hitting monsters themselves. I'd much prefer if the wolves were like fully autonomous and they do damage, a lot more damage when they're, you know, just passively hitting stuff. But unfortunately, that's just not how they designed Companion Druid. And I know this because Companion Druid is like the one character that I've consistently played since like the beginning of the game, really. I think I made one even back in like Season 0. I didn't play Season 1. Like, the game was just not in a good state, in my opinion, back then. But like Season 0, I was able to get behind trying Companion Druid. I think when there was like the public, like the beta for D4, I remember trying Companion Druid. Season 2 Companion Druid, Season 3 Companion Druid, 4, 5, 6, 7, always Companion Druid. And I know what it's been from the beginning, and I know, like, this is the one thing I can say, like, I know nothing about most of the other builds. I know nothing about, like, you know, I played Thorn's Barb, but, you know, it's really kind of whatever for me. It's not, I don't know much about it, really, like, the progression of Barb from start to finish. But I do know what Druid has been like from start to finish, because that's all I've exclusively played. Well, maybe not exclusively, but I've primarily played Druid over all the other classes each season. Companions are nothing like, say, Elder Scrolls Approach. Blizzard made very hands-off version. I'm a little confused by what you mean here. So, what I was saying is that companions are very hands-on. Minions are very hands-off. Like, you don't, like, yeah, you have to throw curses at them, but most of the damage from like your Necro minions comes from the monsters actually actively attacking. Now, you might activate stuff to boost their damage, but at the end of the day, most of the damage comes from them doing the attacking, like just hitting stuff randomly without you having to intervene. In my case, with the Companion Druid, most of my damage comes from actually activating Poison Creeper or Ravens or Wolves. Actually, I mean, we could even take Ravens off the table. Ravens do like almost nil for damage compared to the other two skills. unless you build it specifically for Raven's damage, but not really all that interested in a Raven's build. I like my doggos, right? So, yeah, I don't know what Elder Scrolls approach is, but I can tell you that if it has anything to do with you being able to actually control an army of dogs, and those dogs will kill stuff on your behalf without you having to actively intervene, I guess, then that's kind of the what I wanted the companion druid to be. Just never got to happen to that. I mean, it's obvious when ESO companions get involved. Okay, now, okay, I think I'm starting to understand better. Yeah, yeah, like, I just want it to be the case where, okay, cool, the wolves are in the fight and they're tearing everything apart, and I'm just watching, you know? That's the kind of companions I want. But the kind of companions they have is that they essentially, like, you know how Sorcerer has, I'm trying to think of a good example. Let's say not even Meteor is not a very good example because it doesn't have a cooldown. Sure, let's just say Barbarian. Let's just say Barbarian has Death Blow, right? You know Death Blow? Skill where, you know, it goes on cooldown, but it does like a pretty hefty amount of damage with one hit, right? Well, it feels like wolves are essentially that, but with extra steps. I say extra steps because, um, like, at least with Deathblow, as long as the Barbarian himself is alive and his weapons aren't broken, then he's doing the full amount of damage output from Deathblow. But with wolves, if for some reason your wolves have died, right, which happens pretty often, then suddenly your damage output goes way lower. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how else to explain it. So, yeah, I think that me personally, I would have preferred if wolves were like tankier and they do a lot more damage over time. Damage over time in the sense of, you know, they're actively hitting stuff and doing a lot more damage, and then maybe the active does less damage as like a counterbalance to that, or maybe the main effect that it has is that it'll resummon the wolves, or that it'll break them, or it'll give them unstoppable. It already gives them unstoppable, but see, that's another problem too. Making them unstoppable doesn't fix a lot of the bugs that come with wolves in their current state. Also, just remember that one of the crazy things about Spiritborn is that you also consistently get unstoppable for like no reason, but sure. So, yeah, I think that there's a lot more that they could do with wolves, for sure. Okay, this is probably my last dungeon, and then I'm gonna just chill for a bit, maybe say a few things, and then I'm gonna hop off.
Over here! Help!
Okay, and we're almost there. I like how straightforward these dungeons are laid out. You don't have to like backtrack all the way to the beginning in case you miss something. That's kind of nice. I feel like it'd be probably more fun if I were playing Sorcerer, but again, this just happens to be the character which I've done most amount of work on. I'll also have to delete these characters at the end of the season. Probably will have to delete this Spiritborn. I don't care much for Spiritborn. I only really played it just so I could experience what it's like to be like broken, overpowered. But truthfully, okay, cool, we're done. Region progress 100% complete. I'm gonna claim this. Boom. We got all of our renown rewards on this guy. We haven't done too many of the side quests. I'm surprised I even did 4 to begin with, but sure. And then we have like, what, 15 of them completed. This is good. This is really good. It saved me the trouble of having to run 5 side dungeons. The fact that I, for some reason, have 4 side quests complete. I'm gonna head over to Karagar. I'm just gonna salvage a bunch of stuff and then maybe talk a little bit, and I'm gonna go. But yeah, what I'm gonna say really quickly is that yeah, I have like my character roster is like almost completely full. Well, it is actually full. I'm at 14. Like we have 14 character slots, and I've used up all 14. So I don't want to delete any of my companion druids. I will maybe one day, but I'm trying to make a collection of companion druids across the seasons. And what that means is I'm gonna need to delete this character, probably. I'm gonna have to delete the rogue. The rogue is just sitting there. I'll probably have to delete my sorcerer. I have two sorcerers actually. I'll have to delete both of them, so I can make new such characters next season. Kind of annoying, but that's kind of where we're at right now. I don't know why they have to limit us so much, rather than just letting us make however many characters we want. I think that's a little silly. Assets of the Dawning Sky. Yeah, let's just make things easy for ourselves. We'll just salvage everything. Although I think that none of these really up any aspects that I already own, so... Are all my stuff ancestral? Yeah, all my stuff is already ancestral too, but... Yeah, I didn't even get any upgrades on any of those roles. They're changing the way the roles on aspects turn out next season too, so that'll be interesting to see. Well, anyway. So... Yeah, I think I'm done here. Got everything, right? Yeah, I'm all ready for next season now. I have all of the renown rewards. I, you know, basically Den. I have all the mercenaries; those carry over next season. All of the class quests, I think those are gone. I think once you've completed on the account, it's like done. For all future seasons. So now next season, I won't even need to stop and to do like Turdulra. I think that. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really mind the class-specific quest. I actually kind of enjoyed doing the class-specific quest because it didn't take that long. It didn't feel like that big a deal. It's just not like Strongholds where it's the same every single time, but it takes like an hour. But like class-specific quest is like, okay, you do it. It takes like 5 minutes. You just gotta go here, you gotta go there. No big deal, right? It kind of breaks up the monotony of running, like just leveling over and over. Uh, but I guess one of the upsides of that too is when I had to do Turdulra as a druid, that means that there is one less stronghold that I can use to level. So I was actually at a disadvantage. Like, for the other classes, I would need to be like, let's say level 50. Well, yeah, level 50 flat to get the renown, or to do all the strongholds and hit the renown rewards, and then boom, I'm level 60. But for druid, I had to be like level 51. Never mind Vessel of Hatred. The Vessel of Hatred specific renown rewards, because yeah, like I think I had to do this leveling like starting at like level 50 1.5 at the. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. These are two different things. Yeah, so yeah, for druid, the druid at least is going to be slightly easier to level with. Now all the other classes it'll be quicker, but at the same time I actually enjoyed the class specific quests. I think that if you do it once in a season, it should unlock for all subsequent characters that you make of that class. And I also think that it was cool that when you run it, you at least get like a cache of like, let's say like you can get the set of lightning equipment uh for your character. Like they gave like a cache for that. I think that was a smart call. At least it's not just, oh, I unlock a class specific quest, but you actually do it and you get gear. So you get rewarded for it. So I think that that was good. Um, but yeah, I mean, whatever. It's not a huge deal to me either way, that one. What else I'm also going to say is, yeah, because I now have access to all the Nahantu stuff, this is kind of insane for me. This means that now um, I have access to mercenaries, I have access to runes and rune words, I have access to strongholds and renown rewards here, so that makes the leveling process go from like a lot more smoothly. I only need to start running strongholds at level 50 rather than 52, so that saves me a considerable amount of time. And then I also now have access to Kurast Undercity too, as an extra source of getting, well, everything really. Boss summoning materials and all that. So very exciting. Very looking really forward to next season. That's also a nice segue into, yeah, next season. I'll talk more about it in a separate video if I have time to make it before the weekend is over. But yeah, in the next season, there's going to be these. They're going to turn some zones into headhunts every 10 minutes, or yeah, they're going to turn a new zone into headhunts every 10 minutes, and then they cycle out every 50 minutes. But yeah, these areas called headhunts. There's going to be these like zombie-looking monsters on top of the monsters that normally spawn there. Plus, they have like a bunch of whispers. That like I love whispers, so this is going to be great for me. As a leveling method, like I'm going to enjoy leveling more than any previous season that came before this. I'm almost certain of that, and I think that this will give me a lot of motivation to make. Oh, and then they're also releasing Armory, so I can play around with like different builds for each of the classes too. Who knows? Maybe I can try to be the generalist, but of like, oh yeah, this one guy actually plays like every available class. But yeah, I don't know how much motivation I'm gonna have to play next season though, or perhaps more importantly, to make content. I don't know how many people are even gonna be playing Diablo 4 next season. I don't want to be making content for like two people. If everybody's too busy playing Path of Exile 2, maybe I should just join in and make Path of Exile 2 content. But right now, my heart is on Diablo 4, which sounds crazy given how how shoddy the game has been in some ways in the last 2 years of it being out. It's been 2 years now almost. But yeah, that's just my thoughts. Right. Yeah, and then lastly for leveling, just remember, try to do only the whispers that um give you a uh good amount of grim favors per time spent ratio. So yeah, I'll talk about that all in separate video. So yeah, I think that's it. This will probably be my last stream before season 7 rolls out. So I guess I'll see you all when that comes out. Maybe I'll roll out a few videos before that. And I'm also probably going to get started on trying to make the Companion Druid leveling guide. I want to actually get to level 6. Well, I want to get to Torment 4 first. Then I'll probably go ham on making a Companion Druid video, like build guide, and then I can proceed to play the other classes. Or maybe the other way around. Maybe I roll out the leveling guide a little later. I'm not sure. I have to think about it. I don't know how much time I'll have. So that's it for me. Um, yeah. So yeah, I'll see you all on January the 21st. Thanks everyone for watching. Venture out.